United States of America, also known as this country. And, well, just to let you know, I wanted to give you a little background about me tonight. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. Coming in, sorry, we're inside the building, we're not outside. Well, first of all, I'd like to give you a background. I was born in Connecticut, not Texas, if you all think I was born in Texas. No. Well, we moved to Texas when I was a little kid, a little older kid, and my dad, he's like, yeah, I'm going to run for governor. I'm like, okay, do it, Dad. And he's like, okay, we're going to do it. So then he ran for governor, became president, 1988, a long time ago. And I was like, hey, Dad, I'm going to run. He's like, okay, do it. He's like, Governor George W. Bush. I'm like, yeah, sounds pretty cool, right? So, had a pretty close election going in 2000. I was like, okay, it's pretty close, pretty close. I was like, yeah, I won. After a recount, of course. Got to get it right. Well, I just said, I was a cheerleader in high school, so don't think of me as some cool guy, because I was really cool. I was a captain. I wasn't a girl. How do y'all feel about that hostess factory shutting down? I mean, I don't like it. I mean, it's taking away my childhood. I mean, I lived up on Twinkies and Ding Dongs and Zing-Zongs and Zingers and Bingers and Wingers and Goose, whatever they're called, snowballs. Snowballs, and you go outside with snow and throw it at people, not candy or food or whatever they're called. So I was like, okay, what would you feel if I popped this out? I'm like, okay. My dad's like, okay, you're going to buy it out. We're going to bring back Twinkies. I'm like, okay, America's food. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, Dad, I can't do it. He's like, why? I'm like, well, I spent all my money last night on Twizzlers and Twinkies and Gatorade, and I felt like a kid again. Well, this time sober, but I still ended up in a cheerleader uniform. It's pretty funny. I'm like, I don't think it is. It was embarrassing. Just kidding, but I feel like a teen again. I feel like going back to high school. They're like, no, you're too old for that. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm George Bush. So, I was pretty happy the other day. I was just like watching TV and it said, George Bush coming to Ohio. I'm like, Ohio? I was like, I'm not going to Ohio. So I was going to Iowa. I'm like, no, you're going to Iowa. I'm like, I thought I was going to Ohio. I'm like, no, Ohio. I'm like, okay. So I got here and I was like, welcome to Iowa, people, and they're like, you're in Ohio. I'm like, oh, crap. Once again, I was wrong. Like, they forgive me this time, though. And they're like, it's okay, George, you're in a tight schedule. I'm like, yeah, I just got off my couch to get up here in this cold weather. I went from being out in a tank top and shorts, and I'm up here, and I'm like, man, I need a leather jacket. I feel like high school again. I like high school. It's pretty fun. Cool, warm, not cold, like Connecticut, where I was from before. Well, anyway, I can tell you how much I love this country. This country is amazing because we have freedom, and we have people, and we have more freedom with more people. And when we have more freedom, more people, it makes us stronger as a whole, like a military. We're like, yeah, together, band of brothers. I'm like, I love that movie. It's a great movie. So I'm like, everyone's like, how much do you like your freedom, George? I'm like, I like my freedom pretty good. I like a big old slice of freedom with a lot of sprinkles of freedom and liberty on it. Justice sprinkled all over the top of it. I like to make enough for all to have. I'm like, here, you want a slice of freedom? Here you go. Forget justice for a second. I like a big old glass of freedom juice. Of course, not freedom slices. You don't need freedom slices in your glass. What are you talking about, George? So I'm like, I think I'm going to end this tonight. And they're like, no, you got to go back out there. I'm like, why? They're like, because your minute's not up. I'm like, my minutes are up on my calling plan. I haven't called them yet. They're like, I haven't paid the bill. And they're like, well, that's your fault. I'm like, well, what's wrong again? Like, George, what's your nose? I'm like, I'm getting old. They're like, you're not that old. I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, I'm getting pretty old. I was president. And you put stress on me. My hair's turning gray. By the way, I got a dye. You like it? It's pretty brown. I was like, man, I'm getting white like a snowman. They're like, we are going to Ohio. Got up here and it was like 13 degrees outside. And I was like, man, it's pretty chilly. It was like 40 in Texas. A little bit warmer, just a little bit. So I was pretty happy about getting my winter coat on, coming out here and just like, yeah, new shades. Got my glasses, my jacket, my shirt, getting ready to go. And they're like, you're on right now. I'm like, what? No way. And I jump in the limo. I'm like, I don't ride limos, I ride bikes. Because bikes are protective. I always put on my helmet, kids. Always. Because I do. Because I'm George. I was president. I think I know about safety. I also know about tennis shoes. I got a couple thrown at me before. I didn't like it. I was like, oh. But I got all the way. It was okay. And I was like, yeah, funny, dude. You know, it was a Nike sneaker. He's like, that was made in China. I'm like, no, it's made in America. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, it's right here. Oh, I'm sorry, it was made in China. I thought it was. I'm like, yeah, this isn't a kid's basement. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, just kidding, he was made in America. I'm like, yeah, America. Like, where's your shoelaces from? I'm like, Georgia. You're like, Georgia where? I'm like, you know, in the Middle East. I'm like, Middle East? What are you talking about? Middle East? I'm like, America. Well, I'd like to end this program tonight. Thank you all for this very unpresidential-like address. As I was a little casual today, like, got my sleeves rolled up, got my cool shoes on, but you know, keep it real. Remember what Bob Barker always says, always spay and neuter your children. All right, night everybody.